Well, France 24's James André is there in Rouen. He's at a protest, and I spoke to him just a short while ago. He gave me this update.
Actually, literally thousands of people here, and what I can tell you is that the smell is indeed very strong. When you arrive in Rouen, you can actually feel it in your lungs. There is a sense of burning of the airways here in Rouen. And what the people here are saying, well, for example, I was speaking to one woman who said, look, I could not stay in my flat. The smell was so strong. I had nausea, I had a terrible headache, and I had to move to my boyfriend's, who lives a bit further, and the situation there was better. But she was saying that she knows a lot of people who have found some weird traces in their gardens, and indeed she is extremely worried. Now what she says she wants transparency. She wants to be informed about what has been going on in that factory due to this fire. People here have not been convinced by what the préfet here has been telling them. What has been said is that there are no traces of asbestos. The authorities stress the fact that asbestos is the most dangerous element that could have been emitted in this fire, and they said there are no traces of it. But what people here are saying is that they want other information about potential heavy metals, for example, that could have been liberated. And of course there are still a lot of question marks as to what was actually inside this factory. People here want to know, and this is what they've come to ask. In the thousands, there are very, very many people here today.
James, the authorities there in Rouen held a press conference a little earlier on. What was said there?
Now, what the authorities have been saying is that basically, indeed, as I told you, the asbestos problem, they said there is no serious threat to health due to asbestos. They said that the company that owns the site has taken samples, and that in the samples there was no traces of asbestos, and there are very little levels under the thresholds, official thresholds here in the air in Rouen. They also say that there are 160 drums of chemicals that have to be taken away, that these drums are damaged, and that if indeed they're not handled properly, some gas could be sent out into the atmosphere. The prefect also says that this smell that has been going on here for 5 days will technically, this is what is said, disappear once there is a large puddle, if you will, of chemical products that is inside the remains of the factory, and that is being pumped right now. They say the pumping should take the smell away. But in any case, despite what has been announced today, a lot of people here are still rather dubious about the situation.
James André.